In the last 20 years, Israel has moved beyond being a regional power and has become a global player. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has played a key role in that.
What do you want to do? When people come into my office, they say, how come we're not on your map from Brazil or whatever, they say, you need a bigger map. They're offended.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your answer?
So I'll get a bigger map.
I'm Brian Bennett, White House correspondent for Time magazine. My colleague Joe Hinks and I spent a day and a half with the Prime Minister. He boasted of his country's rise, but these days, the headlines in Israel are focused on his role in a corruption scandal and his inability to keep a coalition government together.
Good for Israel, and may I add...
When we sat down with Mr. Netanyahu in his private residence for a magazine interview, he came prepared. He brought laminated printouts of charts and graphs showing the growth of Israel's economy, making the case that he played a crucial role in that.
Where I've tried to contribute to the country, and I think it's changed dramatically, is in the development of Israel as a global technological power.
When you look at the economic data, Israeli Arabs have not benefited as much as other citizens of Israel from the economic boom.
What my government has done is take 15 billion shekels, that's a lot of money in Israel, and put it into a multi-year plan for roads, for schools, for clinics, because I want to see all the citizens of Israel, Arabs and Jews alike, to have the same opportunity to benefit in this amazing success story that's called the State of Israel.
Has the Trump administration's policy on Iran, which you've largely backed, made Israel more unsafe?
The answer categorically is no. What has challenged Israel's security is Iran's goal, one, to have nuclear weapons, and second, their attempts to bring their army or pieces of their army into Syria, right in Israel's backyard, with the express purpose of destroying Israel.
If Iran starts stockpiling nuclear material beyond the JCPOA and other agreements, what kind of action are you willing to take?
We'll take whatever action is necessary to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons.
Does that include an open strike on Iranian nuclear facilities?
Whatever action is necessary will be taken.
Are those facilities too far underground to be impacted by strikes?
Now let's consider what an intelligent journalist like you would consider an intelligent response to that. If I say yes or if I say no, neither one is satisfactory, so I'm just going to say we'll take whatever action is needed.
As Prime Minister, Mr. Netanyahu has largely sidelined the peace process with the Palestinians. He's taken steps that have driven the Palestinian leadership further away from the negotiating table, continuing settlements, encouraging the U.S. to recognize Jerusalem as the official capital of Israel, welcoming the Trump administration's recognition of the Golan Heights as part of Israel.
Many say this series of taking more and more of the steps off the table has driven the Palestinians away from the peace process.
They were offered everything, in just about everything in Camp David in 2000 with President Clinton and the then Prime Minister Barak, and they walked away from that. They walk away each time.
People that have known Netanyahu for years told me they feel he has a political blind spot. He's developed a sense of entitlement on the job and envisions a grander lifestyle. He faces corruption charges, and he and his wife Sarah have been at the center of a corruption investigation for racking up big costs for catering meals.
You know what they say to me, the people? Don't believe the media. Don't believe them. What they say about you. We know that it's different.
At the end of the interview, the Netanyahus invited us into their kitchen.
Well, in any case, we want to give you the quick tour of this grand facility. So it's a special.
You saw the study.
As a special
Yes,
tribute.
this is about it.
As a special tribute to Time magazine, I'm going to give you
Do you want to
the
see the
secret
kitchen,
tour.
actually?
It'll be 5 meters from here. You're going to see the
And this is the
luxurious palace.
Our cameras were not allowed
By
to
the way,
follow.
this is the
No,
real
don't
kitchen.
show it all.
But it looked like an ordinary
This is the
kitchen.
kitchen where
They wanted to point out how the cabinets have been banged up, the state of the floor. We got the impression they felt this wasn't the kitchen befitting the leader of a country that had become as influential as Israel has.
You've said you don't intend to pass legislation to protect you from criminal prosecution. Does that mean that you intend to contest the criminal trial as Prime Minister?
I think the hearing should come to nothing. If it doesn't, then an Israeli Prime Minister can serve or can ask for immunity for his period of service. And I haven't decided yet what I'll do.
In September, voters will decide whether Netanyahu is needed to continue Israel's success, or if it's time for new leadership.
Wait a minute. من أوسمته